Hello students, today's topic is operations on integer. As I have explained you addition of integers, subtraction of integers and multiplication of integers. So today I will be taking few examples and I will perform all the three operations on both that example. So first example is 2 and minus 3. One integer is positive, one is negative. So if we want to take out the sum of these two integer, what it will be? 2 plus minus 3, it will be, one is positive, one is negative. That means we have to subtract. The answer will be minus 1. As 3 is greater than 2, we have to give the sign of greater number. Now if we want to take out the difference, then what we have to do? The situation is different here. When we will subtract 2 from 3, the situation will be like this. It will be 2 plus 3, minus will become plus, and it will become 5. As I told you, the subtraction of integer is not commutative. So when we will reverse the place of these two integer, the situation will be different. Minus 3, minus 2. Then it will become minus 5. So it is not commutative. That is why the answers are different. Now if we want to find out the product of 2 and minus 3, the answer will be 2 multiplied by minus 3 is equals to minus 6. When we will multiply minus 3 to 2, the answer will be minus 6, as multiplication of integers is commutative. Okay students, now the next example is minus 6 minus 2. Here I have taken both the integers negative. Minus 6 is also negative, minus 2 is also negative. Now if we want to take out the sum, minus 6 plus minus 2 plus minus is minus. So again it will be minus 6 minus 2 will be minus 8. And minus 2 minus plus minus 6 will also be minus 8, as addition of integers is commutative. Now if we have to find out the difference, it is not commutative. So in both the situation, the answer will be different. Minus 6 minus minus 2 will be minus 6 plus 2, that is minus 4. Now we will interchange the position. Minus 2 minus minus 6. It will become minus 2 plus 6 is equals to 4. Now the product, as I told you, in multiplication, if one integer is positive, one is negative, then we have to give negative sign. And if both the integers are positive, then we have to give positive sign. And if both the integers are negative, then also we have to give positive sign, as the negative sign is in even number. So 2 is an even number. There are two integers, both are having negative sign. So the result will be plus 12. If there are three integers, 2 positive and 1 negative, the answer will be negative. If there are three integers, 2 negative, 1 positive, then also the answer will be positive, because 2 negatives will become positive. So you have to check this by the rules which I have already explained you. Now the next example is 4 and minus 9. So I will explain this also. When you will add 4 plus minus 9, it will be minus 5. Now in subtraction, the situation will be different. So now 4 and minus 9, we have to subtract them, as the difference of integer is not commutative. So in both the situation, answer will be different. Here it is minus 5, but when minus 9 and minus 4, the position is minus 9 and 4. When the position will be interchanged, the answer will be different. Minus 9 minus 4 will be minus 13. Okay students. Now when we will multiply both the integer, minus 9 multiplied by 4 will be minus 36. And multiplication of integers is commutative. So the answer will be same in both the cases. Now I will explain you division of integers. Now I will explain you division of integer. The first rule which we follow while dividing the integers is, when we are dividing any integer like 48 is divided by 12. out of these two, if one is having negative sign, for example, I am giving the negative sign to this 48. So it can be written like this also, minus 48 upon 12. The answer will be minus 4 because only one is having negative sign. So we will simply divide and we will put the sign like this. Now the second rule is, if both the integers are having negative sign, like minus 8 divided by minus 4, then how do we divide? These minus is going to be cancelled. The answer will be 2. Okay students, so if both the integers will have negative sign, then the answer will be positive. If one is having negative and the other is positive, the answer is negative. If both the integers are positive, then the answer is positive and we will simply divide them. Okay students? Yes students, now I will explain you properties of division of integers. So the first property is, if a and b are integers, then a divided by b is not necessarily an integer. When we are dividing any two integers, it doesn't mean the answer is always an integer. That means the closure property do not follow in division. I will explain you this by some examples. When we divide 16 by 5, do we get any integer? No. The answer is in point. We do not get any integer. We get a decimal number. So whenever we divide any integer, it is not necessary to have the answer as integer, and the closure property do not follow while we divide any integer. And the second property is, if a is an integer and a is not equal to 0, then a divided by a is 1. For example, if a is an integer, we have taken any integer and we are dividing the same integer. Again, we are dividing a by a and a is not equal to 0. So the answer will be 1. Let's take some examples to understand this. Like, we can put the value of a as minus 2. So when you will divide minus 2 by minus 2, the answer will be 1. When you will divide 3 by 3, the answer will be 1. When you will divide 13 by 13, the answer will be 1. So if a is any integer, okay students, and we are dividing it by the same number and it is not equal to 0, then we get the answer as 1. Now I will explain you the next property, which is, if a is an integer and a is not equal to 0, then 0 divided by a is equals to 0, but a divided by 0 is not meaningful. So students, the third property I have written on the board. You can read the property. Now I will explain you by some examples. When we are dividing 0 by any number, 1, 2, 3, 4, any number, then like 0 upon 4 is 0. But when you write like this, 4 upon 0, then it is meaningless. This is not meaningful. This is meaningless. That means it is not defined. So if I ask you a question, if there is an integer 5 and you have to divide it by 0, so will it be meaningful? When you will divide 5 by 0, will it be meaningful? The answer is no. But when 0 will be divided by 5, it will be meaningful. So this is the third property. Now I will explain you the fourth property. First I am going to read the property for you. If a is an integer, then a divided by 1 is equals to a. Now I will explain you the fourth property as I have written it on the board. If a is an integer and we are dividing it by 1, the answer is the integer itself. Let's take some example. When we divide minus 2 by 1, the answer is minus 2. When we divide 14 by 1, the answer is 14 only. So whenever we divide 1 to any integer, the answer is the integer itself. So now I will explain you the associative property. The associative property do not follows in integers because it will follow only in one condition, when c is equals to 1. When c will be 1, then you only have a and b. here also you will have A and B, then only the associative property will follow. But if C is having any value apart from A, then associative property do not follows in integers and its division. Now let's take some examples. I will take example. A will be 8, B will be 4 and C will be 2. Now I will explain you. When 8 is divided by 4, 2 divided by 2, the answer will be 1. Now here it will be 8 within bracket 4 divided by 2. So when 4 is divided by 2, the answer is 2. 8 divided by 2, the answer is 4, which is not equal. Here the value of C was apart from 1. So we have taken the value of C as 2. So the answer is not same. But when we will take the value of C as 1, the answer will be same. You can see I have taken 1 here and I have taken 1 here. So 8 divided by 4 is 4. 8 divided by 4 is 2 and 8 divided by 4 is 2. So associative properties follows in only in one condition, when C is equals to 1. When C is not 1, the associative property do not follow. So these were the properties of division of integers. On the basis of this, I am going to give you few questions. I hope you all will be able to solve the questions. Thank you, students.